Well, when I was in college at UCLA, I was in a theater group. I actually co-founded the theater group called LCC Theater at UCLA, which stands for Lapu, the Coyote That Cares Theater company. And it's still going on to this day. I think it's like, not to date myself, but it's like in its like 17th year or something like that. But it was an Asian American theater group, and through that group, I originally co-founded it as a writer, you know, because I wanted to write plays. And but we didn't have actors our first year, you know, so we held auditions, but we still needed roles to be filled. So I ended up kind of playing, acting in some of these plays that we wrote, and that kind of introduced me to the stage. But I also loved writing, so I kept writing, and after college, a group of us from that theater group formed another theater group, and we wrote plays, and one day, actually right down the street at the Century City Playhouse, which is like right here. I don't know if that's what it's called anymore, but we were doing this play written by Mike Kalamko, and I was performing in his play, and Quan Fung was in the audience. He was there, and after the show, he kind of pulled me aside and was like, took me under his wing and introduced me to a lot of people at Fox, and that kind of just started everything for me professionally. And so I owe Quan a lot. When I went to UCLA, I majored in Asian American Studies. I majored in English, and then I did a master's in Asian American Studies. I was going to be a professor, and that was kind of like my goal, was to be a college professor. But I think it was always to kind of appease my parents, you know, to be on this path of academia. And on my own time, I was doing theater, and I was like acting and doing comedy and improv and stuff like that. But I'd never tell my parents, because it wasn't that my parents were like, they weren't telling me not to do those things, but they would they wouldn't be encouraging, you know. They'd kind of downplay it and be like, oh, that's just a hobby. But then things just kind of started happening, like Quan being in the audience of that play, and things just kind of, I don't know, just kind of slowly started happening that kind of pulled me away from, you know, that world of academia, and made me realize that, you know, well, regardless of what my parents may, you know, encourage me to do, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I feel like the opportunities were, you know, they are out there. Maybe they're not as like abundant, but they are out there. And when they're not out there, especially in this time right now, we have the opportunity to kind of create our own things, and then to make our own things. And like these cameras and, you know, all this equipment, it's like so accessible now, and the talent is all around us, you know, these guys. So I feel like that, on top of the opportunities that are out there, on top of one's own belief in oneself and ambition, and on top of groups like CAPE and organizations that are there to kind of help you out, I feel like, you know, it really makes it possible.